Today we're talking about Altoids. Actually, we're talking about brass threaded inserts. What we have here are some cheap inserts from Amazon. You can pick them up for a couple bucks, buy them in bulk. These are M3 threaded, and these ones in particular, when we take a closer look, you can see that it actually has two little rings of knurling. That's going to give it a nice grip. Not all inserts will have this. More importantly, it's got this little nubbin on the end. Now, you don't need one of these, but I highly recommend getting a pair of calipers, especially if you're going to be doing any sort of precision work. And for what we're doing today, they're going to come in handy because that little nubbin right on the end, we're going to have to measure that. You can see here, these particular threaded inserts are 3.96 millimeters, and that's what we need for the next step. Head on over into Fusion 360. We're going to go into sketch mode. We're going to make a square about 5 centimeters by 1 centimeter. We're going to zoom on in, center this, and put down 5 circles. We're going to start with 3.8 millimeters, then go up to 3.9, 4.0, 4.1, and 4.2. This is going to give us a series of different sized holes to test fit those threaded inserts. You can exit sketch mode, then extrude upward about 1 centimeter, and boom, you've got yourself a little test 3D object to send off to your printer. Open your slicer of choice. In this case, I'm using Bamboo software, as that's what's made for my printer. Every printer's going to have completely different settings, so I'm just going to blast through here and set them up how I want to use them. I'm going to go for 3 layers of outer walls because that's going to give me a little extra plastic inside each of those holes. We're going to be melting into there, so having a little extra strength isn't going to hurt. We can go to the slice plate, look through, see what it looks like, and boom. Now that we have our test piece, we can take our threaded insert and just run through each of the holes one at a time to see which one fits. Every printer is going to be a little different. In this case, the 4.1 millimeter setting is pretty tight, but it does go in. So we just stick that in there, go and grab our soldering iron. Make sure it's nice and hot, and press it in straight and square. Now, I actually recommend putting a block of wood or something underneath here that you don't need to worry about, especially at this point. Once you get it in there, it's going to be sticking up a little proud, but you can just flip it on over, press it against a flat surface, and it'll flatten right out. And if you're not using a block of wood like me, you burn or melt a little hole into your cutting mat. Alright, so open up your M3 screw container here, pick any one, it doesn't really matter, we're just doing a test fit. There she is, it's got a hex head on it, you can buy these off Amazon. Do a little test fit, screw it in, don't force it, these are really tiny threads, it'll be easy to strip. Now flipping it over, you can actually see a little bit of plastic gets pushed out into the center. This is going to block the screw as it goes through. Now it ended up working out, but I'm going to go on and try the next hole here. This is 4.2 millimeters and it went in nice and easy. And same process as before. Grab your soldering iron, make sure it's nice and hot, and press it in straight and square. My iron's a bit too hot here. You can see some smoke coming off. And just like before, you can flip it over, press it on a flat surface, melt a hole in your cutting mat, and that makes it nice and flush. Now we take a look at the back side on this one. There's much less plastic covering the holes, so I think 4.2 is going to be the right size for me. Follow it up with another little test fit, and goes in just fine. Now, you absolutely don't need one of these, but I'm a nerd and I love having gadgets. So this is a little electric screwdriver. It's got a bunch of different heads on it. It's charged and powered through USB. And for these little tiny M3 screws that have what feels like a million threads on them, it makes putting them in and taking them out a lot quicker. There we have it. We have threaded inserts in our little test block, and now I know which size I need.